This is Orson speaking. I'm bringing you now a story called Time to Remember. Spies. Spies are much more glamorous than gangsters, aren't they? From a distance, that whole secret, shadowy world of espionage is pleasantly amusing to hear about. From a distance. Like looking through a window, watching a wild storm in a cozy room. It makes us feel so comfortable and safe in our normal routine. And yet, in this normal world of ours, inexplicable things may happen. A man will disappear. A neighbor, maybe. An ordinary businessman who seemed to be leading the same ordinary life as the rest of us. And here he is, a leading figure in some murky security case. And then quite suddenly, we realize that the shadow world of the spy stories is a bit closer than ever we guessed. That almost any of us, without warning, may be caught up in its dangers. There's nothing cozy or comfortable about that.
I'm afraid Mr. Foster's engaged at the moment. Certainly. Yes, sir. Well, your call to New York is booked, but there's a delay of up to 2 hours. Thank you, Mr. Foster. Good morning.
We'd like to see Mr. Charles Foster, please.
I'm afraid he's very busy, sir. Perhaps I can help you. What did you want to see him about? Hey, where are you going? Come back here. You can't go and... What is this? A hold-up or something?
Yes. Who are you?
You're Charles Foster, I believe.
Yeah. May I ask who you are?
Well, my name is Banning.
Well, Mr. Banning, I'm extremely busy this morning. How'd you get in here in the first place? Carol? Carol? Oh, I see. How can I help?
By giving us an hour of your time.
An hour? That should be no problem. When do you have in mind?
Right now.
Now? That's impossible. I'm completely booked up until... Huh? Can you come back around 5?
Let's go, Mr. Foster.
Go? I can't go out now. I've got appointments, phone calls booked. I'm running a business here, you know.
And this is Mr. Webb.
What exactly is going on here?
I think it would be a lot easier for you, sir, if you just came with us.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's all right, sir.
It's very small, your machine.
Portable.
Oh, portable. I see. You mean you carry it with you.
If I have to.
I see.
Wouldn't you like to sit down, sir? There's some magazines there.
Okay. Excuse me, but could you perhaps please tell me what time I might expect Major
If you don't mind, sir. Please don't ask me any questions, because I don't know the answers.
Squad, shut! Eight!
Look, isn't it about time you told me what's going on?
We just want you to meet someone, Mr. Foster, that's all.
Meet someone?
He's waiting in there.
Sorry to have kept you waiting, sir.
No, not at all. Yes, surely I know this man. Yes, of course, unless these eyes deceive me. This is Charles. My dear and great friend, Charles.
What?
Yes. No? You do not remember yet, of course. And I do not tell you. Years have passed, and I have changed, as all things change. You remember the ear?
Mikael! Zegorin!
Oh! A miracle, is it not, to meet again after so long?
A miracle!
I'll be next door if you need anything.
Thank you, Gordon.
What are you doing here? You haven't written to me for ages.
I know, I'm sorry for that.
The last time you wrote me was...
in 1968.
Yeah. Then I heard you'd become Marshal Zagorin, the great Russian. I saw you on the telly news. It was when the president went to Moscow.
Oh, yes, yeah. You see, after Prague, I could not write anymore.
So, you're visiting us instead, and that's a great deal better. Where's the uniform, though? Where's all the gold braid and the medals, the great hero? Why are you here, Mikhail?
Because I have left Russia.
Left?
I have defected. Yeah. Ballet dancers do it. Why not marshals of the Soviet Union, eh?
Oh.
But I do not wish to discuss that. They will tell you all about it. Major Banning, Mr. Webb, they know all about that. No. Let's discuss the old days, my friend. You know, you have hardly changed at all. No, it's true. It's true. Absolutely true. Your hair is longer now, of course. Yeah. Second Lieutenant Foster would have been in some trouble with those locks, I'm sure. Yes, or have you forgotten? Huh?
Well, sometimes it's hard to believe that the war ever happened. But I often dream about Berlin.
Yeah. Me too. I dream of dust and corpses and starving people. Terrible days. Yeah. But it's not every day a war ends either. No. And often I think of the good times. Yeah. Those girls of yours. You know. Those British Air Force girls. Wives, wives, yes, wives with their square shoulders and their red lips and the funny way they wore their hair all short at the back. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You dance the tango very well, Charles.
Oh, you and the master.
Yeah. Here, let me show you something. I carry it always. You see how young we were, my friend?
Oh, I remember when that was taken. You kept it. I was...
Of course. Here, show it to Major Banning. He may be surprised.
I've seen it already.
You've seen it already? Of course, yes. Of course I've kept it always. To remind myself of a debt I can never ever repay.
You repaid it many times. So you defected, Mikhail.
It's a long story.
Oh. And you told them we were in the war together.
Yeah.
And they brought me here to meet you.
Yeah.
But why all this cloak and dagger stuff? Why all this secrecy? Did you know I was coming in now?
No. Major Banning said tomorrow. He said you could not come today.
Major Banning didn't tell me anything at all.
I think I know why. It's been a sort of testing, you see, this meeting.
Testing?
Oh, testing of me, not you. No. One must expect it, of course. In our dishonorable world, such practices are normal. My only worry at this point, Charles, is whether or not I've passed the test.
Take that to register with him. Come in. Ah, Banning, how did he go?
Just about as we expected, sir. Mr. Charles Foster, General Fox.
Glad you could come, Mr. Foster. Thank you for sparing the time.
Thank Major Banning.
Please sit down. Would you like a cup of tea?
No, thank you. But I should like some information.
Yes, of course. It must all seem most mysterious to you. But before I put you fully in the picture, would you mind telling me how you met Marshal Zagorin in the first place?
Surely you know that already.
I'd prefer it in your words. Cigarette?
No, thank you.
It was Berlin, I believe, 1945.
I was a subaltern in the British Army, and Zagorin was a colonel in the Russian Army. We just heard that Hitler was dead, that he'd killed himself, and that the war was over. Well, we had a party in the mess that day, and everyone was very happy. Zagorin came. He'd been invited by the CO, who wanted him to meet all his gallant British allies.
He was quite a hero himself, I hear.
Oh, he was covered with medals. And he'd annihilated half the German army, to hear him speak. Anyway, we were laughing and singing and shouting, and I was having a drink with Zagorin at the bar. And suddenly, the door burst open, and a German boy stood there. He couldn't have been more than 15. He was one of the last of the Hitler Youth. He'd hardly started to shave. But he had guts, all right. "Colonel Zagorin," he shouted. And he raised a Luger pistol. Well, everybody froze for the moment. And just as he fired, I hurled Zagorin to the ground, and the bullet clipped his ear. After that, we became friends.
No, I'm not surprised. You know him anywhere, I suppose.
Know him? How do you mean know him? Of course I would.
Just wait there a moment. I want to show you something.
Well?
It's just possible that this man might not be Mikhail Zagorin at all.
I don't follow.
When you went into that room, did you recognize him?
Not at first.
When did you first think you recognized him?
When I saw his ear. You mean that could have been faked?
Easily.
What about his stories about Berlin?
Well, that could be fairly generalized, and then
That was Mikhail talking. A photograph. And why did he lie, anyway? Why do you have reason to doubt him?
because if we believe him, we've got to believe what he tells us. You see, Zagorin disappeared without trace 3 months ago, just after becoming deputy head of the KGB. Last week, this man turned up, claiming to have defected and offering us all kinds of invaluable information. But what if he's a fake and the information's false? That could throw us into a maze it would take us years to get out of. And how can we tell? He certainly looks like Zagorin. He's already convinced you he's the real man.
What do you want me to do?
To identify him definitely.
Couldn't you get someone else to do that?
Well, our people know what he looked like, but that's not enough. You were his friend. You know the man. Well, you were with him for months in Berlin. You know things about him that can't be faked. It's just a question of remembering.
It's nearly 30 years.
You have to think, Mr. Foster. You're our big hope.
I always remember him drinking. He was... he was very sociable. And when he'd had enough, we'd go out on the town. What there was of it. And he loved jokes. I remember once he had me dressed up in his uniform and he dressed up in mine.
Did it fit?
Yes, exactly. We were the same size. But people get fatter or thinner in 30 years.
Yes, but the height remains the same.
Yes. Well, you could check that.
What else, Mr. Foster?
As I say, I always remember him with a glass in his hand. He, even when that German boy came in the room. Here's the thought. When he drank, he'd always down it in one, straight back. Then he'd smash the glass down and, cackling with laughter, he'd shout, "Assure us," which is a very rough Russian for "set 'em up again." Is that any good?
We'll have to get the vodka out, sir.
Yes, it's good, but it's not enough. You see, that could be learnt and copied. We want something else, something that can't be learnt. Something that illustrates his character.
Character?
Yes. Have you got something?
Oh, it's an idea. It could work. It's possible. And it certainly couldn't be copied.
Corporal, you have news for me?
Well, not really, sir, but it's drinks all round, so perhaps someone has.
Oh, drinks at this time of day? It is unusual, no?
Very unusual, except at celebrations.
So maybe this is celebration. Maybe now all will be well at last. Huh?
Sorry to keep you waiting. I thought we might all have a drink together now.
In friendship, I trust.
Mr. Foster's been a great help, if that's what you're wondering.
Ah, I knew it. I knew he would. So, the news is good, huh? The omens are right.
Vodka, sir?
No, thank you. I prefer Scotch. So this is still one more debt I owe you, Charles.
I'll take the other one, Corporal.
You were always a vodka man, Mikhail.
Oh, I was many things, my friend, but not anymore. I have discovered what I should have always known, where my heart truly lies. And I should like to make that my toast, General. To the West, to the British, and to my happiness at being here. To the West.
To the West.
To the West. To the West. Ah, assure us.
Ah! That means another bottle, General.
There's one in my office, sir.
I'll get it, sir.
All right, Corporal, I'll get it myself.
Oh, should I give to this man, General? First he saved my life, and now he rescues my identity. What should I have done without you, Charles?
It's strange, too, you know, because this whole scene reminds me of that day in Berlin. Do you remember? It was just like this. We commandeered that SS barracks and we stood in the office there, toasting each other and broken up pictures of Hitler all over the floor. The orderlies coming in with the drinks. Then the boy appeared.
Marshal Zigorin.
Yeah. So, General, this was perhaps one more trick for me?
Yes, the last, I promise you. You can release the boy. Thank you, Hoskins.
Thanks, sir.
Oh.
Plays the flute in our regimental band. Nice lad. The cartridge were blank, of course.
Of course.
You all right, Corporal?
Fine, sir.
Sorry we had to startle you.
So, General, I hope now all your doubts are now resolved.
Oh, yes. All resolved.
So it is this, huh? Some new trick? Are you British never satisfied?
We're satisfied, sir.
Oh, good. So I need not disarm these two also.
I wouldn't recommend it. Sit down.
What?
Sit down there in that chair and take off your shoes.
My shoes? Have you gone completely mad, Mr. Red?
Mr. Foster's photographic album, sir.
That was quick, Sergeant. Thank you.
Sir?
It was when you mentioned character that I got it, of course. I remembered how he behaved at that party in Berlin.
And you've actually got photographs.
Well, look how many box Brownies clicking away that day, you know. It was hardly surprising. We'd just won the war. Now, there is Colonel Zagorin just before the shooting. And there he is, just after the shooting. Now, here again, there's a close-up just after the shooting. And here is Colonel Zagorin hiding under the table. We had it enlarged just for fun. That's how the great hero behaved that day. And that's how he would have behaved just now, if he'd been here. My friend was a coward, you see. He was a coward in 1945, and he'd be a coward today, wherever he is. Old Mikhail.
Come in.
The Russian gentleman's boots, sir.
Thank you, Corporal.
Apparently they've got 4-inch lifts in them. Without them, he's quite a small man, really.
Yes, I had a feeling he would be.
Is there a moral to that story? Can there ever be a moral to any such story? I shouldn't think so. In the shadow land of espionage and counter-espionage, morality is pretty much of an irrelevance. Now, the best we can do is repeat a simple warning. That shadowland is only amusing from a distance.